Alright, now let's take a look at our second optical illusion, which is B1 and B2. Again, I'm going to use the exact same model so I could compare all four of them at the end. So I'm going to put my paper over top of my model, and by referring to that sign, I'm going to put at the bottom here B1, and I'm going to draw my design guide. And again, very simple, I'm going to just apply that line right there, and the rest of the body I will just keep a simple form. And as simple as that, I have my main line there. And now I could start thinking about how I want to design with that line. You could add different type of trimming, different kind of fabric, beadwork, or whatever. In this case, maybe I'll just create a border, and I'm going to use a different texture for my border. Maybe I do a checkered pattern like that. Right, and of course I forgot about the top. I'm going to keep the top in a basic form, so and there, so as simple as that. I could add some beadwork, or you could add some feather. I mean, this is a really busy design right now because I'm applying different ideas to give you ideas what could be done, but you don't need to do all of these, just one will do, as long as you have that form. And then for illustration part of it, you could take your time. You know, it's a lengthier process. I probably complete it after I stop recording, and then I put the finished version on our website for your review. Now let's move on to the second one. I'm going to move over my paper, taking a look at a B2. So that's what I'm gonna have. I'm going to have B2, and I apply my design line. The upper part of the body, I keep it the same. Now, here, this needs to be extended beyond the length of the body, right? So if this is the foot, I'm going to extend it beyond, so about here. But because of that form, I have to kind of bring it up. So here's the placement. And now I start thinking about ideas, how I'm going to finish this. In this case, let me move it over a little. So it could be like a mermaid bottom. It could be really anything that have that. I'm going to draw the feet first. And the part of the legs that I can see, I don't really see much of it here, and that's all right. And in this case, I can divide this by a seam, and so here is the form, but I could apply different design. Perhaps I could do some ruffles. Going in. And again, you can take your time to do the finishing later. I'll do the same, so I just want to be quick in showing you the idea. There you go. So here is, apparently someone came because both of my dogs are barking right now. Sorry guys, I tried to stop recording and re-record anytime that there was a noise, but it's almost impossible because my dogs are always on the watch. I don't know, they're looking for whomever walks in, they start barking. Sorry. Okay, so that's it. That is, I can continue. You could, you could also show inside of the skirt because it will be darker. So you could go ahead and apply some shadings in there. You could have, you could even have this wider. Could be another layer coming in the back. You could use different colors. We are not coloring at this point, but if we were in a normal mood, we would do watercolor. All right, I think that's it for now. Alright, so let's compare these and do the final touches. I realized I was rushing and I didn't show the darts in any of them. So here's how you apply the darts. Also these ones. When a dress is so close fitting, there should be either a seam or a dart. It could not be without them. I mean, you could argue that it could be a stretchy fabric and that's fine. But because these are more like evening wear, my assumption is that the fabric is not going to be stretchy. All right, and that's it. When you're coming up with ideas, your sketches could be very rough, like what I have right now, and that's all right. But when you're done with your thinking and once you know that, okay, this is the idea that I have, you could go back and clean it up. Two ways to do that. Like, this is not nice. I don't like what I see here. So I could easily erase parts that I don't like. And now I can take my time because I'm not rushing to come up with ideas. I could go ahead and you know how we had warm-up practices for illustration. Do that for a few minutes so your hand is ready to go and you could go back and make corrections. A second way, like right now, also I don't like what I see right there. That line is too wide and too thick. It's not necessary, so I'm going to erase it and correct that line. Right? A second way that you could do the correction is by putting another paper on top. So you could, exactly the same way as we were cleaning up our models, but now you could clean up your actual sketch. You could put another paper on top and just trace the part that you think they're appropriate and you like to keep. I'm not gonna do that in the favor of time. Oh, it looks like I erased some of my details here. So there you go. And that's it. So now when you compare all of these side by side, now that we finished those, let's take a look and compare them. So this is what I have. A1, A2, bringing attention to the top, making people look taller. And B1 and B2 are bringing attention to the lower part and making people look taller and slimmer. Now, what if you want to make people look shorter? So here's the next trick. Again, optical illusion, and I'm going to stick with the same model so we could compare them at the end. If you want to use a horizontal line, it should help you to have that effect. I'm going to call that C, and it could have, you know, variation, but at this point just stick with the 1. And the sign is going to be limiting your model with 2 horizontal lines at top and bottom. Now that could be full length dress, it could be shorter. To really exaggerate this, I'm going to give her a short dress. So say I have a short dress like this, right? And then you could go ahead and draw the rest of the body quickly. Okay, so that's for that. Now I'm going to apply 2 blocks of horizontal line at top and bottom of this dress. Once I have it there, I could come up with ideas of what I want to do with that. That could be a different fabric, it could be beadwork, it could be, you know, different color, same as before. But as long as you have those lines, you're going to interrupt the viewer's eye from moving up and down, or actually, I'm sorry, extending beyond the body. So basically, imagine if this whole dress is yellow and these 2 sections are in black, right? Then you're kind of cutting off the length in short. So when you're applying that design, the person is gonna look shorter. Since we are not doing coloring at all, I could just do some basic shadings to change the color. And again, don't forget to show your darts. Again, this is like close fitting. It's going to have darts in there. There we go. Now let's compare all of them together. I hope they will fit in the camera, maybe not. Moving them over a little. They should be in there now. Okay, so same model, same height, everything is the same. But with this optical illusion tricks that we played, we should be able to see A2 and B2 the tallest, and then A1 and B1 are still tall but shorter than those guys, and C is the shortest one. So if you have a client coming to you and she's very tall and skinny and she's not happy about it, and you're going to offer her a design that makes her look shorter, that's the way to go. There are so many ideas behind this optical illusion, but since this is just a small module, I don't elaborate anymore. We'll just leave it as this. But if any of you is interested in learning more about this optical illusion and different tricks, please send me an email and I could direct you to the right direction. Thank you and have a wonderful week ahead. I was going through my papers from long time ago, and I came across my little book that I made when I was going to fashion school about 25 years ago. So this is really interesting. It is in Persian, so you can't really read them in English, but those are the lessons and these are original lessons. I was kind of shocked that I found this. I haven't seen this for a very long time. But based on the same lesson that we just had, see the sketches that we went through for optical illusion, I found some example that I did a long time ago. So that one, and you know what they are, right? So this is the last one, it's C, that is cutting the length short. And then I found this one here, which is interesting. I was using a marker, I guess, to do quick sketches. And then I have more ideas here for applying them into the actual form of the clothing. So using a vertical line, I thought this might be a good thing to kind of show it to you to get ideas. So this is a constructional seam in the middle going vertically, and this is going horizontally. This is gonna make people look taller, this is shorter. And as you can see, I kept the design exactly the same. The models are the same. In fact, I remember I made a photocopy of the same model I sketched to go through this faster. Similar to the diagonal line example I gave you. This is another application of vertical line. So when the line in the middle is narrower, it makes people look skinnier than that one. Even though these are both vertical, when the line is wide, that makes people look wider. And that's the end of this chapter. I think, yeah, I have more stuff. So this could be a complete book. It's a very, very heavy book. I forgot all about it, but it's cool now. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.